Yo, what up, YouTube? You kind of barely see me. It looks like I'm in the shadows, but that's cool. Anyways, I kind of want to talk about relationships a little bit. Um, there's a spectrum we're looking at, and that spectrum is love being on the alkaline side or state, and then hate being on the acidic side. It's the same spectrum. It's coming from a place of caring, but when you're in the acidic nature and you're caring, it's expressed differently, because so within, so without. Coming from a condition of self-hate in the acidic spectrum or side of the spectrum, and then alkaline on the other side of the spectrum, which is expressed as selfless giving, self-love. And so they're going to be expressing a different external reality, because once again, so within, so without. A reason why a relationship may not work is the imbalance in frequency or vibration between the two beings. So when two beings come together and they're on a much different vibration, they're experiencing a different reality. So communication and the experiences they're having are going to be very different. You might, be talking to somebody and they're nodding their head. They're like, yeah, but they don't hear what you're saying. You might be speaking, but they don't hear what you're saying. They're on a different tune. So don't expect everyone to hear and really take in what you have to say, because a lot of it has to do with the vibration or the frequency that you're at. A lot of what I see in relationships is two broken or incomplete beings coming together, looking to fulfill some type of void, or looking for something that they haven't already found within themselves. So they're basically two unwhole individuals coming together to feed off of each other, use each other as, say, a crutch, rather than two self-realized, selflessly loving individuals coming together. So complementary wholes that don't need each other but enjoy each other's company. Maybe defined as, say, like a successful relationship. So another point too, I don't necessarily deem how successful a relationship, because it can't be really measured. You can't really measure it, but it might go a little smoother if you have two wholes coming together, because it's not always measured, or I should say, I don't measure it by the length of time, but more so the experiences that you've had together, and just being able to relate and enjoy and grow together. But maybe, at a certain point in time, you guys are ready to move on or create space from each other for growth, because we experience growth when space is created. So we may be in someone's presence for so long that we might feel stagnant, or something is lacking with that individual. But when we create space, we get time to reflect and grow from the reflections. And so space is a really good way to figure out and kind of get a grasp on what's going on in your life in many different areas, whether it be a job, work. Job, work is the same thing. A job or relationship, anything you have going on. Another thing I wanted to get into was, some couples might come together because the quote-unquote sex is really good. And what we have there are two parasitic energies subconsciously feeding off of each other, just raping each other of energy. And it's more so the male getting raped. You know, slinging that seed around is a lot of energy just to be putting out for your body to try to reproduce it. It takes a lot of iron. Nutrients are being pulled from all over the body. It takes time. And so, I mean, if that's what you're into, though. But like I was saying, you know, it's like I have personally found that relationships work so much better, and not even like intimate relationships, but just relationships in general, when you guys are on the same channel. If two people are on different channels, say one person's on channel 10, one person's on channel 11, and you guys are trying to interact within each other's reality and, you know, talk about the show, you guys just have nothing to relate to each other. It's like, it's just different on all levels: physical, emotional, mental, and just a word of warning: parasites, they're out there, they're everywhere. You could be one. No, not really, but I do feel as though a lot of people harbor parasitic energy. You know, when they're on that acidic side of being, you know, parasites might be in the physical, and that parasitic energy is not only going to be in the physical, it's going to be on the emotional, it's going to be on the mental. So within a relationship, you might have somebody that's emotionally draining you, like parasitically, because they have something driving them that's craving the energy and motion that is being expressed by your person or your vessel, and they're feeding off of that. And so, you know, we might talk about the ego and the pain body. You know, the pain body just craving, I mean, that's just like that parasitic emotional energy. If you've heard of Eckhart Tolle, I mean, he talks about, you know, the pain body in his books, and ego being more the mind, and then the pain body being more of the emotional body. But it's all just looking to feed, because it, you know, it's living in the lower bodies, the lower chakras, living like a beast. It's not recognizing the God in you, the higher self. And so, you know, law of attraction, you know, for me, I've just found a much more pleasant experience to connect with people over that, you know, live similar principles and that live a similar lifestyle, and view things in a similar manner, so I can relate, so we can support each other, so we can, you know, grow together. And we're all just reflections of each other that are very unique individuals, that can teach us so much. Each person you come across can teach you so much, and they can learn so much from you. And so, I hope these words have sparked some thought, or maybe given you a spark of self-realization. But if you know that other half, as you may call them, is feeding off of you on a different frequency, just at a different vibration, it's not something you have to be around. You always have a choice. You always have a choice to, you know, either try to change it. You have the option to walk away, or you have the option to accept what is. So there are your three options. DLB949 at msn.com. Find me on Facebook at Doug's Holistic Health Services. Just got a website up. I'll post the link to it. But yeah, guys, start recognizing the energy, man. You know, it's like that life force energy. That's yours. Protect that. Anyways, guys. But don't be, you know, I'm not saying not to selflessly give, but know when someone's selfishly taking from you too. You know, you've got to be able to recognize and discern when to give and when to protect. Peace.